Hello, Los Angeles Dodgers fans. We've got fresh, exclusive videos and the latest updates just for you. Before we dive in, make sure to join our channel and hit that like button. This is the best way to stay on top of all the breaking news. Rumors swirling around Los Angeles have suddenly taken a sharp turn. And if you've been keeping your ear to the ground, you might have heard the whispers that Zach Gallen, the pitcher who's been quietly climbing the ranks in the majors, could be stepping into a role that every team dreams about, the ace of the Dodgers. Now, before anyone gets too excited, remember this is speculation, but sources close to the organization suggest that the Dodgers are quietly planning a rotation shakeup that could see Gallen at the forefront, leading a staff that has historically carried heavy expectations. Imagine the pressure, the bright lights, the media attention, and yet, somehow, the idea of Gallen as the leading man fits almost too perfectly. He's been consistent, he's been efficient, and he's developed the kind of command that teams look for when handing someone the title of ace. The Dodgers, after years of chasing pitchers who could deliver both strikeouts and innings, might have finally found their solution in a player who has quietly built momentum, almost like a slow-burning fuse waiting to ignite. Fans are already buzzing with excitement, imagining the possibilities of matchups, postseason scenarios, and the kind of confidence this move could instill throughout the locker room. Zach Gallen's journey hasn't been the most glamorous, but maybe that's exactly why this rumor is hitting so hard. Often, teams look for the flashiest stats, the highlight reels, the players who can dominate with sheer velocity. Yet Gallen represents something different. He's a thinker, a pitcher who studies hitters, adjusts mid-game, and isn't afraid to go deep into innings even when the stakes feel monumental. If he truly assumes this new role, it's more than a promotion. It's a statement by the Dodgers front office that experience, intelligence, and resilience can outweigh raw power. In a rotation filled with big names, flashy personalities, and the occasional media circus, Gallen might just bring a kind of quiet leadership that is infectious. Teammates could look to him not only for performance, but for composure, for the ability to remain steady when everything around you feels like chaos. And isn't that what every ace is supposed to do? Lead by example, set the tone, and take the weight of the game on their shoulders without flinching. The Dodgers, with their eye always on a championship, might see in Gallen the perfect balance of reliability and potential, the kind of pitcher who can quietly change the dynamic of an entire season. But let's not ignore the intrigue of the rumor itself. The very notion of Zach Gallen stepping into this role sends ripples across the league, stirring debates among analysts, fans, and even rival teams. Some are questioning whether he has the durability to handle a full season as the centerpiece of a rotation, while others point to his ability to maintain velocity late in games, his poise under pressure, and his knack for pitching to contact when necessary. It's a fascinating discussion because the Dodgers, traditionally, have always leaned on star power and marquee acquisitions. Yet here is a player who has quietly earned respect without massive headlines. The speculation alone drives attention, brings media chatter, and builds a narrative that could dominate off-season discussions for weeks. If this happens, it's not just a change in pitching hierarchy. It's a cultural shift, an opportunity for the Dodgers to signal that smart baseball and preparation matter as much as pure athleticism. And imagine the reactions on social media, the highlight reels analyzing every pitch he throws, every strikeout he racks up, every time he steps on a mound with the confidence of a seasoned ace. The ripple effects would be enormous, shaping expectations not just for Gallen, but for the entire team. The timing of this rumor is also intriguing. It coincides with a period where the Dodgers are evaluating talent, rotation depth, and potential trade maneuvers. By elevating Gallen into a role that commands attention, they might be sending a message both internally and externally. The rotation is evolving, and the future could be centered around someone who has steadily honed his craft without the fanfare. For fans who enjoy speculation, it's tantalizing to imagine Gallen leading a rotation alongside other big names, each pitcher complementing his style, each inning structured to maximize his strengths. The narrative practically writes itself. The underdog who grew through consistency, the methodical pitcher who now steps into the limelight. The ace who isn't flashy but is deadly effective. And isn't that kind of story what keeps fans engaged season after season? Rumors like these create anticipation, ignite debates, and set the stage for potential storylines that could dominate broadcasts, podcasts, and locker room conversations. It's almost cinematic, the idea of Gallen walking into the clubhouse, knowing that everyone from the front office to the fans are watching to see if he truly embodies the role of the Dodgers ace. There's also a strategic angle to consider, and this is where the speculation gets really interesting. If Gallen becomes the Dodgers ace, how does that affect the rest of the rotation? Which pitchers would shift roles? How would matchups be planned, especially against divisional rivals or playoff contenders? Teams often obsess over these details, analyzing pitch selection, innings limits, and bullpen usage, and introducing a new ace into the equation could reshape those dynamics entirely. Some analysts are predicting that Gallen's presence at the top of the rotation could lead to more aggressive bullpen management, smarter rest scheduling for other starters, and an overall increase in efficiency. It's the kind of ripple effect that doesn't just change one player's narrative. It transforms the strategy of an entire pitching staff. And while these are all conjectures, the very fact that such discussions are happening shows the weight of the rumor. Fans and pundits alike are imagining what the Dodgers could look like with a new leader on the mound. And in doing so, they're elevating Gallen's profile, projecting him into a spotlight he hasn't fully experienced yet. The suspense builds naturally, the anticipation grows, and the story writes itself in real time. Finally, for part one, consider the psychological impact on both the team and the fans. Elevating Gallen to ace status could boost morale, create a sense of renewed purpose, and spark excitement among a fanbase hungry for fresh narratives. It's not just about talent. It's about belief, about the idea that a player can step into a role that carries immense responsibility and thrive. Fans love these stories, especially when they involve underappreciated or quietly consistent athletes suddenly given the chance to shine. The rumor alone is enough to create energy around the team, to stimulate conversations, and to inject a sense of possibility into the season. Whether Gallen ultimately becomes the ace or not, the discussion itself demonstrates the power of speculation, the way a single idea can capture imaginations, and the way a franchise can subtly hint at transformation without making an official announcement. The Dodgers, intentionally or not, are crafting a narrative that keeps everyone guessing, and Zach Gallen sits at the center of it, poised to take the spotlight if the stars align. Rumors surrounding Zach Gallen stepping into the ace role are not only creating headlines, but also stirring discussions about the Dodgers' broader strategy. Imagine a rotation built around him, a pitcher who commands respect through intelligence and precision rather than sheer velocity, leading a staff that already boasts depth and talent. Analysts are speculating how this change could impact matchups against top contenders, how Gallen's pitching philosophy might influence bullpen usage, and whether other starters will adapt their approach to complement his style. Fans are already envisioning high-stakes games, tension-filled innings, and the kind of poise that only a true ace can bring. It's fascinating to consider the dynamics in the clubhouse, where veterans and younger pitchers alike could look to Gallen as a model for preparation, focus, and adaptability. The rumor alone creates narratives that could dominate podcasts, sports shows, and social media for weeks. Some speculate that his promotion would signal a shift in the team's identity, emphasizing strategic pitching, consistency, and mental toughness over flash and hype. Gallen's quiet rise could become a defining story for the Dodgers, one that reflects not just talent, but careful management, foresight, and the ability to identify under-the-radar leaders. Every pitch, every start, and every moment on the mound could become part of this unfolding saga, captivating fans and analysts alike. Beyond strategy, there's also the question of expectations and pressure. Being labeled the ace comes with intense scrutiny, a spotlight that magnifies every success and amplifies every mistake. Zach Gallen, while composed and methodical, would suddenly find himself under the microscope with media, fans, and even teammates examining every inning, every pitch selection, and every outcome. Speculators are already discussing how he might handle these pressures, how his mental approach and preparation routines could serve as a blueprint for maintaining performance under scrutiny, and how he could influence the locker room culture. The rumors suggest that the Dodgers may be willing to entrust him with not only pitching duties, but also leadership, allowing him to set the tone for younger pitchers and stabilize the rotation in high-pressure scenarios. Fans and commentators alike are captivated by the idea, projecting scenarios where Gallen's consistency transforms games, where his poise translates to confidence for the entire team, and where the Dodgers find a new identity centered around intelligent pitching. It's a narrative rich with possibility, offering countless what-if moments that fuel speculation, debate, and anticipation, ensuring that Zach Gallen's name remains a topic of conversation throughout the season. One of the most intriguing elements of this rumor is its potential ripple effect across the league. If the Dodgers truly commit to Gallen as their ace, rival teams might adjust scouting strategies, develop counterplans, and reconsider pitching approaches when facing Los Angeles. Some speculate that matchups could become more complex, that lineups may be altered based on Gallen's pitching tendencies, and that the narrative surrounding divisional games could shift dramatically. Meanwhile, the Dodgers themselves could see shifts in how innings are allocated, how rest schedules are managed, and how other pitchers are deployed to complement Gallen's style. Rumors of such a structural change ignite conversations not just among fans, but among analysts and executives, highlighting how a single player's elevation can influence league-wide strategy. It's this domino effect that makes the speculation so compelling. The mere suggestion that Gallen could take on the ace role generates layers of strategic thinking, projections, and debates that ripple far beyond Los Angeles. Each discussion builds anticipation, each analysis creates engagement, and each rumor adds tension to what could be a defining storyline for the Dodgers season. The intrigue is palpable, and the story of Gallen as ace feels like it could unfold dramatically, captivating audiences at every turn. But before we move forward, don't forget to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest news about the Los Angeles Dodgers. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the news, so drop a comment below. In addition to strategy, the narrative around Zach Gallen touches on perseverance, growth, and the kind of quiet dominance that doesn't always make headlines. Speculation suggests that the Dodgers see in him not just a skilled pitcher, but a player whose work ethic, mental toughness, and adaptability could set a standard for the rotation. Fans are drawn to stories like this because they offer more than statistics. They offer character, resilience, and the satisfaction of watching someone quietly excel and suddenly receive the recognition they deserve. The rumor positions Gallen as more than a pitcher. He becomes a symbol of how preparation, intelligence, and consistency can rival the flashiest talent in defining success. Analysts are already breaking down his pitching mechanics, his approach to different hitters, and his potential as a leader, imagining how these elements could transform the Dodgers' pitching staff. It's speculation that feeds into imagination, that encourages fans to visualize Gallen dominating at crucial moments, setting the tone for playoff pushes, and quietly asserting his presence as the anchor of a storied franchise. Even without official confirmation, the mere possibility creates excitement, discussion, and anticipation that elevate the profile of both Gallen and the team. Moreover, the timing of this rumor adds another layer of intrigue. It coincides with a period where the Dodgers are examining depth, evaluating pitchers, and considering how best to structure their staff for sustained success. Elevating Gallen, according to speculation, would not only redefine the rotation, but also signal to fans and opponents that the Dodgers are thinking strategically, valuing preparation and potential over spectacle. Social media is already buzzing with imagined scenarios, innings pitched, strikeouts, matchups against divisional rivals, and the overall impact on team dynamics. Pundits are weighing in, projecting how Gallen's presence could influence rest days for other starters, bullpen management, and even in-game decisions. Rumors like these feed on uncertainty, on anticipation, and on the natural curiosity of fans who love to dissect every potential outcome. The narrative positions Gallen as a pivotal piece in a larger puzzle, a player whose quiet ascension could define both the rotation and the season, while also demonstrating the Dodgers' willingness to innovate and take calculated risks. It's the kind of story that captivates audiences, fuels discussion, and keeps everyone guessing. Finally, considering fan perception, the rumor of Zach Gallen as the Dodgers' ace sparks excitement, hope, and debate simultaneously. Fans imagine the consistency he could bring, the leadership in the clubhouse, and the stability atop a rotation that has often relied on star power and marquee names. Speculation suggests that his influence could extend beyond the mound, shaping team culture and inspiring younger players to emulate his work ethic. Even the act of discussing this possibility generates energy, engagement, and connection among fans, reinforcing the power of storytelling in sports. Whether Gallen ultimately assumes this role or not, the narrative surrounding him underscores the impact of rumors, the allure of speculation, and the anticipation that surround a player on the cusp of greatness. It's a captivating blend of possibility, strategy, and human interest that ensures the conversation around Zach Gallen and the Dodgers will continue to thrive, keeping fans invested, analysts intrigued, and the story unfolding with every rumor, every start, and every pitch he delivers. That's all for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay up to date with exclusive news about the Los Angeles Dodgers, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We always appreciate your comments and feedback. See you in the next video.